Hey, welcome, welcome. My name is Sabrina, and I'm a nutrition therapist and a nutrition response practitioner. Today, we're going to continue to discuss weight loss, and for those who are struggling, please stay here with me. Now, as a sidebar, I know my sister students listen to my channel, muchísimas gracias al corcón, but this clip is not for you. You're all growing, and you need food to make your bones strong and your brain grow. So please don't try this. Okay, I've struggled with my weight all my life. I know how hard it can be firsthand. I know how it's an uphill battle. You stand there on the scale, you've been good for what seems like a bloody eternity, only to find out that the scale went up instead of down. And you stand there going, what the heck? But together we can change that. We need to start by reframing our mind and think of how small changes can make a huge impact on what we see, both on the scale and in the mirror. We also need to think that this isn't a race. It's a marathon. It's a lifelong marathon. Especially for those people who struggle with their weight. It's a lifelong marathon. And together we're going to take one step at a time in the right direction. And most of all, we're going to be kind to ourselves because we're going to trip along the way. So today we're going to talk about 3 tips that you can start immediately that will put you on the road to a healthier weight. Tip 1, size matters. You know that trick where they show you 2 circles, both are the same size. Circle A, there's a tiny image. Circle B has a huge image. Well, they're both the same size, but they ask you to pick which one is bigger, and your brain gets tricked. Well, because we can trick our brain and our brain can trick us, for your next meal, instead of using a normal sized dinner plate, I want you to grab the smaller size plate. I believe they're called dessert plates. And you're going to place the same amount of food as if you would on a big plate. So, studies have shown that when your brain sees gaps in that big plate, it triggers inside your body a reaction to let you know that you're going to starve. So, after that meal on that big plate, you're going to still feel hungry. However, because we're going to put the same amount of food on a smaller plate, your brain is going to get tricked again and it's going to think that you're going to get stuffed. Okay, tip 2, intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting, or IF, I know this isn't for everyone. Please check with your doctor before you embark on this, especially if you have diabetes, hyperglycemia, any kind of ailment. Please check with them. I'm a big fan of IF, not so much for the weight loss, but for all the benefits that your body undergoes when it goes into ketosis. IF is when you don't eat for 18 hours or 10 hours or 12 hours, and then there's another window where you can eat food. And I'm not going to say anything you want because I never let my clients eat anything they want, especially during the eating window. It has to be smart food. And intermittent fasting has incredible health benefits. It improves your insulin sensitivity, you get better concentration, it lowers your cholesterol. Oh my God, your sleep is 100% better. Inflammation gets reduced dramatically. And on a cellular level, I can never say that word, it staves off aging. And who doesn't want to be young, you know? And since you're not eating huge amounts of food, you save money and you gain so much time. It is unbelievable how much time you actually gain because you're not eating all the time. And your productivity increases threefold. Tip 3, meal prep. Meal prep, meal prep, meal prep. I tell my clients all the time, you don't have to make it complicated. Keep your food simple. You would be surprised at the huge health benefits of keeping your meals simple has. So I want you to take an afternoon once a week, one afternoon, put your favorite show on and just start cooking for the week. Plan it ahead. It's going to be time consuming at the front end, but when you see the benefit of just picking out your container in the morning to take to work, you're going to thank yourself. But not only that, but it saves a lot of time and a lot of money and tons of stress. Like, you will be stressless. So I'm not a great cook. My sister's a good cook, but I am not a great cook. So I opt for things that are simple. Making batches of stew and freezing half and then eating the other half during the week is my options. I also love buying bags of frozen spinach where one bag I actually make into this beautiful steamed lemon spinach, and the other one I actually saute it with some garlic olive oil. And if you do not know how to make garlic olive oil, please look at how to store garlic in my other videos. And what I do is I grab the spinach, I sauteed in that garlic olive oil. I throw 2 eggs in there, stir them around until they're cooked, and I have a side portion of my meal. Plus, it gives me more protein, and it tastes delicious. Oh, and if you want to get extra fancy, when you want to, you can throw in some feta cheese, and it is mwah. So, in my previous tips and tricks for weight loss, I also mentioned to eat your veggies first. So, the way we eat our food and the timeline we eat our food is really important. So the way I ask my clients to eat is basically, please eat your vegetables first, then your proteins and fats, and then you eat your carbs. And this way, your body can actually digest those carbs by far better. And with that said, I also love buying sweet potatoes, and I like boiling them. And I boil them because their glycemic point when you boil them is much lower than when you either air fry them or you bake them. And it has to do with the water retention of the tuber. And the low glycemic point when you boil them means that it won't convert into sugar, and the sugar particles won't skip gingerly into your thighs. And additionally, for my meal preps, I always have a piece of fruit with me. I love fruit, but fruit turns into sugar, so we have to be careful. So after my meal, I always eat a whole fruit. I do not put it in a juice. I eat it. I physically eat it. There's something that happens in your body, and we can talk about it in another video, that makes you digest your fruit much more differently than when it's in a juice. All right, guys, that was a lot of information there. I really hope you implement these 3 tips, and I hope they were helpful for you. All right, you know the drill. Like, subscribe, please comment. Let me know that you're enjoying these videos. It really helps me create more videos, and it does something to the logarithm that I still haven't figured out, but it does do something. Now, go out there and rule your world. Stay fresh.